Hi, it's Monarch Mariposa from Monarch Mentoring. I combine the arts to provide uplifting experiences and programs for personal and spiritual development. I help people find happiness from the inside out or create happiness from the inside out by transforming negative thought, belief, and behavior patterns. So I want to share with you a little piece of my story. It's all about how growing up with a low self-esteem and how the arts have carried me through and helped me with that throughout my whole life. I started as a young girl. I was told by society I was very quiet to begin with, but society taught me to not to use my voice and to not stir the pot and not make trouble and not kind of speak my truth, um, just in case somebody got upset with me or I stepped on somebody's toes. So, I spent my childhood and my youth and a big part of my adulthood walking on eggshells, trying not to upset anybody and trying to be perfect for everybody. And, that all came from having a low self esteem, and it didn't serve me at all. But the arts always help me through, and they by using them, they have helped me to escape from that sort of mindset. And through adolescence, it was you're dealing with self identity issues and peer pressure and relationship issues and friendship issues and body image and all kinds of stuff that goes with all that. It's tied into self-esteem, and of course that carries into adulthood, because you don't just drop all that stuff when you become an adult. It comes with you until you learn how to deal with it and let it go. So the arts were always a way for me to deal with it. I didn't think about it when I was doing it as a child or even as an adolescent, but I was always doing things like listening to music and listening to the lyrics, writing down the lyrics, writing journals and writing letters and playing with calligraphy. And I also did things like drawing and dancing and baking, and there were just always knitting. There were always artistic or creative ways for me to um, express myself when in good times and in bad times. So the thing about engaging in the arts is that, first of all, it was all kind of like a little escape, but I don't want to call it an escape because that's kind of like running away from your problems. But when you are doing some sort of art form or creative activity, you're going into another space. And so it allowed me to use my imagination to build another world that was happier for me. And, whether I was dancing or drawing or writing, it was always tapping into my imagination so that I could create that better life for myself. And honestly, the things that I thought about and dreamt about as a young child actually came true for me, many of them as an adult. So it's so powerful. And, it's also a really safe way of form of self-expression. So one of the biggest things that happened in my life, in my adulthood, was that I went through a separation, which I did not see coming. Of course, you don't go into a marriage seeing that end of it, but life happened, and ultimately, what happened was it was almost like a little trigger in my life that kind of flicked on a light switch. And I started to see that there was another way of living that I was meant to live, and like something completely different from what I had been living previously. And really, what it was the beginning of my conscious transformative journey. And I'm sorry that journey is sort of a cliche term, but I really don't know a better way to say it because that's truly what it is. So that being said, I've lost my train of thought. Sorry, I'm going to gather myself. Um, oh, my life has just changed dramatically since I started that journey. And I mean, things that I couldn't have dreamt them up have happened in my life in just a short period of time. It's just been tremendous, and I know it's just going to keep getting better. And I want to help other people experience the same sort of thing, this growth, and inviting all these wonderful. It's just a different way of living. And I have to say though that a part of that it hasn't always been easy. I will say that healing is not an easy journey, and if you or an easy path or an easy road. There is a quote about that on my Facebook page, Monarch Mentoring. It's really super and powerful, and I invite you to go there and read it because it's really true about the journey of healing. I've gone through some really dark times through those great times. There have been some super dark times too. I've dealt with anxiety, I've dealt with depression, but the arts helped me through those, and I now have strategies to deal with those things. And, it's my passion to help others do the same. So it brings me to three main points I want to say. The first one is that the arts provide a safe way, an effective way, and a fun way to tap into your subconscious and express your innermost thoughts and feelings so that you can tap into them, you can express them, and then they're there, and then you can actually deal with them if you have to. The second thing is that it is a process. Change does not happen overnight. When you think of that caterpillar in the cocoon turning into a butterfly, it doesn't happen like that. It is a daily process. So you have to work at it almost daily. Daily is ideal, but you have to keep going. You have to keep working at it. The things that you really need to deal with the most will keep coming up until you deal with them. And the third thing is that you can't do it alone, and you're not meant to do it alone. And that is why there are people like me here to guide you, to be a mentor, to be a guide, and to shine the light on your path so you can find your way home. And I am so happy to do it. So the two major themes in my life that have to be released, or I've been working on releasing, are self-worth and value and the feeling of not being enough. The two major themes in my life that I'm releasing. So I want you to ask yourself, what are you releasing? What do you need to release? And whatever came to your head right then and there when I asked that question, there's your answer. Don't overthink it. And you may have even had that answer before I asked the question. If you don't have the answer, then think about it, like meditate on it or journal about it. Yeah, think about it. And the reason I invite you to do that is because I have a free 3-part video series coming out very soon around the theme of letting go. So there's going to be an art activity, don't get scared, an art activity, a movement activity, and a drumming activity. And I can't state enough that you do not have to feel like you are good at art or good at movement. I mean, movement is this, right? You move all the time. Okay, so no worries there. Or you don't have to be good at drumming or rhythm or anything like that. No worries, I promise. Okay, so please be open. And so I'm going to invite you to go to my Facebook page and like my Facebook page, Monarch Mentoring. I'll post the link below the video. And like my page because that's where I'm going to post the free 3-part video series. And I'm also going to invite you to go visit my blog at Monarch Mentoring because there's lots of awesome, juicy stuff there. You can also check out my YouTube channel, it's actually Michelle Johnston. It's MicheJohnston. I have some videos on there, which will be useful for you as well. So I'm wishing you all to be well, and just remember that you're valued, you matter, and you're not alone. Okay? So, namaste, big love, and I will see you very, very soon. Don't forget to like that page and be ready for that 3-part video series on letting go. All right? Also, if you want to talk to me about personal sessions, you can PM me if you would like to work with me one-on-one. We'd love to do that. I can do it over Skype or in person, depending on where you are in the world. So, talk to you soon, and have a great day. Big love.